Taz Douglas and Kristian Lindbom having a go in the Coates Hire car. Why is that?
I think in all motorsport these days you've got to make sure you're on top of the guys that are coming through behind our current guys. We had Taz involved with our organisation several years ago now. Quite interesting to get him out now and have another run with him and just see where he's gone over the last couple of years, understand where he's at. And obviously with Kristian, we've seen him move through some of the ranks, and you know, we know that he'd had a couple of runs recently. So just to try and evaluate, trying to learn where he's at and see if there's any way that you know, we can help him out in the future.
I'm at Queensland. Eric Pender came up and said, oh, you know, do you want to do some laps? Sort of been on the cards for a little bit. I worked with them a few years ago, and you know, still know a few guys in the team, and just you know, just opportunity to do a few laps in a newer car, which was great.
You drive an ex-Perkins car. How different is a current spec Walkinshaw Racing Commodore?
They have their similarities, but yeah, braking is probably the biggest thing that I notice when I've driven a couple of other VEs, and that's probably the biggest thing I notice compared to my car, especially over the bumps and stuff. They seem to ride the bumps in braking quite good and can brake a little bit later. Power down also is quite good, mid-corner speed, just a little bit better everywhere really, but you know, in saying that, I still love my VZ.
You've been doing your own Fujitsu program for a couple of years now. Would you like to step away from that, lose the responsibility of getting the car to the track and running with a factory team like this?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I love doing it myself, and I've learned a lot, and I think it's helped me a lot with setting up the car. Like when you know, I know exactly what's happening with the car when I brake, and shocks and the springs and how everything works mechanically, so that helps me a lot with setup. But at the same time, you know, when I get to the track, I'm exhausted from fitting tyres and bloody washing the truck and packing the truck and everything. You know, I'd really like to just roll up and race and have a car that's capable of winning as well.
So is that a possibility for next year?
It is definitely possible. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. I've sold my car, so you know, that's going, because I obviously can't race it next year. The VZs are too old, so I have to do something, and you know, options are open really. You know, whether we buy another car and do it ourselves again, or we, you know, do go with a team and give it a good shot.
Kristian, you've been given a chance in Nick Percat's Commodore. How's it going?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a lot of fun. It's very different to the car that I've been driving recently, which is Lucas Dumbrell's car. It's haven't put a good set of tyres on it yet. They're pretty much gone, and they're not getting any better. So it's pretty interesting seeing that as well. Yet to see on a level playing field, obviously, how the car's different to Lucas's car, but you know, it's obviously a very good opportunity.
You guys have run a full season in the Fujitsu series this year. Is that something, a program you'd like to continue for next year?
Yeah, definitely. It's you know, in motorsport in Australia, you've got to be looking further afield than just what we do in the main game. So, you know, clearly for our organisation, the goal's the main game, but just like a footy team, you know, you always have got to be building up something behind that, and this year running Nick in the development series has been a very useful process, not just for Nick, but for the engineers, for the mechanics, for everybody in our organisation, and also for the dev series. You know, we want to support them too. So yeah, for us, it's good for everybody involved, and we very much would like to continue down that path next year.
And would Taz or Kristian be a candidate perhaps for next year's Fujitsu series with Walkinshaw Racing?
It's obviously early, but possibly. You know, Nick might be, they might be. God, Grant, you might be as well if you play your cards right. So we could almost get anybody in there really. We've just got to see what fits for us to be serious about it and work out how best to do the best job for our company.